Imagine flying through a tiny window, diving off a massive cliff, or weaving through a dense forest without ever worrying about where your camera is pointing. Usually, FPV flying is a high-stakes game of aim right or lose the shot. But DJI is about to change the rules forever. The DJI Avata 360 isn't just another drone release. It is the moment the world of immersive 360-degree video finally crashes into the world of high-speed flight. If you have ever been too intimidated to try FPV because you were afraid of missing the action, or if you are a pro creator tired of doing 10 flights just to get one usable angle, this drone is designed specifically for you. We are looking at a future where you fly once and choose your camera angle later. This is the death of the ruined shot. The buzz around the Avata 360 has moved way past vague rumors and what-if scenarios. We are seeing retail listings, FCC filings from late 2025, and leaked promotional images that tell a very clear story. DJI is ready to ship this thing. Multiple reports point toward a massive launch in early 2026. This isn't a prototype or a maybe project. This is a calculated move by DJI to take over a space currently dominated by brands like Insta360. For years, creators have hacked together 360 cameras on top of racing drones. These DIY setups were often shaky, heavy, and prone to breaking. DJI saw that struggle and decided to build a polished all-in-one solution that works right out of the box. The real question isn't whether the drone is impressive. It is whether these changes are enough to make FPV a sensible choice for normal people. Most people who looked at FPV drones in the past walked away. They didn't leave because the drones weren't powerful enough. They walked away because the trade-offs didn't make sense. Flying a traditional FPV drone is hard. It requires hundreds of hours of practice just to keep the camera steady. The Avata 360 tries to soften those edges. It takes the stress out of the pilot's seat and puts the power into the editing room. The timing of this release explains everything. DJI doesn't usually move this fast unless a category is about to explode. With the FCC approval already completed toward the end of 2025, the path is clear. We even saw pre-order listings briefly appear online before being snatched away. This wasn't a mistake. It was a sign of a massive rollout forming behind the scenes. This drone is not for racing. It isn't chasing raw speed. It is built for immersive creators. It is for people who want the feeling of flight without the anxiety of perfect framing. The core of this drone is its dual-lens system. Most leaks suggest we are looking at 5.7K resolution at a minimum, but insiders believe DJI is pushing for a staggering 8K at 50 frames per second. This matters because of the safety margin. When you shoot in 360, you aren't using the whole frame at once. You are zooming in on a specific part of the sphere. The more detail DJI captures, the more freedom you have to reframe and stabilize without the video looking blurry. One single flight becomes a flexible asset. You can export a wide shot, a close-up, and a backward-facing shot, all from the same 2-minute battery run. Stabilization is where DJI truly shines. Their video pipeline has always been a quiet strength. Pairing that with 360-degree capture changes the psychology of flying. Horizon Infinity and cinematic smoothing will handle the chaos of the wind. You can be a clumsy pilot and still produce a masterpiece. Aggressive dives and tight transitions no longer demand perfect execution. For creators who avoided FPV because it felt too unforgiving, this feature alone is a game changer. It turns a stressful hobby into a relaxing creative tool. The flying experience itself will feel very familiar to anyone who has used the Avata series. Reports suggest full compatibility with DJI FPV Goggles 3 and Motion 3 controllers. This keeps the latency low and the control predictable. You won't feel a delay between your hand movement and what you see in the goggles. This is vital for flying in proximity. If you are zipping through a narrow corridor or under a park bench, you need that instant feedback. The Avata DNA is clear in the protective propeller guards. These guards give you the confidence to fly near objects and people. You can bounce off a wall and keep flying instead of falling like a stone. One leaked detail quietly shifts the entire picture: the weight. If the Avata 360 comes in under 250 grams, it is a massive engineering win. In many regions, this weight class drops the regulatory friction dramatically. You won't need the same registrations or permits to fly in public spaces. It makes travel much easier. Imagine taking this on a hike or a trip to a foreign city without worrying about local drone police. Delivering full 360 capability in such a light package is something only a company with DJI's resources could pull off. Software is where the whole experience will live or die. DJI knows that creators hate complex workflows. Most 360 cameras require you to use a desktop computer and heavy software to stitch the two lens views together. Leaks suggest DJI is aiming to automate this. They want you to fly, land, and start editing on your phone immediately. If they can make the stitching invisible, they remove the last big barrier to entry. They want to collapse the gap between the flight and the finished Instagram reel or YouTube short. However, we have to talk about the challenges. Combining FPV flight with high-res 360 capture is demanding. It generates a lot of heat. Heat management in a small plastic drone is difficult. We also have to consider the battery life. High-speed motors and dual-lens recording will drain power fast. If the flight time is only 3 minutes, it might feel like a toy. But if DJI can push it to 20 or 30 minutes, it becomes a professional tool. Then there is the price. Early estimates place the base kit around $489. If you want the full Fly More combo with the latest goggles, you might be looking at $999. For existing DJI users, this is an easy choice. You can likely use the gear you already have. For new buyers, it is a big buy-in cost. But you have to ask yourself, what is the value of never missing a shot again? For travel vloggers and YouTubers, that peace of mind is worth every penny. So, who is this actually for? If you are a racer who wants to go 100 miles per hour, look elsewhere. If you are a professional photographer who only cares about still images, this isn't your priority. This drone is for the storytellers. It is for the people who want to capture the world in a way that feels like a dream. In my honest opinion, the Avata 360 is the most exciting thing DJI has done in years. It isn't just a spec bump. It is a new way to think about cameras. We are moving away from pointing a camera and moving toward capturing an environment by letting you fix it in post. DJI is making FPV accessible to everyone. It removes the fear. It removes the steep learning curve. It turns the sky into a playground where you can't make a mistake. If you like the video, subscribe, share the video, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on this drone. This is going to be the biggest release of 2026, and you don't want to miss the real-world tests when they drop.